I seriously cannot believe that this is my life right now. After being number one in the Emerald Extravaganza contest, I thought surely my chances of being number one in a convention contest are gone. But this has been one of my biggest goals for forever. It wasn't diamond. That was just kind of something that I figured would happen along the way. But I have always wanted to feel all of the things that would come from being on the stage as number one at the biggest event of the year. And here I am in my bedroom. It's funny how these things happen like that, but this has been one of my biggest goals because I remember sitting there for 2 years as a gold, listening to the people who were number one in the contest, thinking, they're right, anyone can do this. They are just normal people who did not give up on their goals or on their dreams. They've overcome things, they made it happen. Of course, I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for my amazing team. They are absolutely amazing. They have so many big goals, they have rock solid work ethic, and just amazing vision. But the person that I'm talking to today is the underdog. That's who I want to listen to what I have to say. I want you to listen to me. If you are the person who is the least likely to be successful, I want you to listen to me. If you've been sitting at your current rank for way longer than you would have ever wanted, too many years to count, if you have lost a team member, if your best friend thinks you're crazy, if your parents are telling you that you're wasting your time, or your spouse isn't supportive, if you thought you'd be a jewel at this convention but you're still gold, to that person who is struggling today, to the person that no one believes in, the one that haters won't shut up about, just keep talking about you behind your back and somehow you find out about it, to the person who has been shut off, to the person who's been cast out because no one else thinks they are good enough, the person who's believing that maybe you aren't good enough, maybe you don't have what it takes, to the person who wonders that every day, to the person who has failed more times than they can count, to the person that no one will give the time of day. I want you to hear me now, and I want you to see me standing here in my bedroom. I have been that person. That has been me. And I honestly have to wonder if that's not all of us at some point in our lives. But if you are willing to fight for yourself, if you are willing to be consistent and to do the hard things, if you are willing to put in the work, and let me tell you, at the beginning of your business, it's going to feel like work. It's going to be hard. And if it isn't, you're not working hard enough, okay? If you are willing to make the changes and do the growth needed in life, then you can do this. But you need to work on you. It's not your upline. It's not the compensation plan. It's not that you have too many kids and too much stress. It's not that your life is so much harder than everyone else's, okay? It's you. And when you work on yourself, the people that you attract and the way your team starts to grow, that is going to be a reflection of you and the person that you are becoming. When the world is telling you that your goals and your dreams are too big and you're never going to reach them, know that you can and you will, but you might need to make some changes. You might need to do some things differently. Take some time to think about those things and what you need to do to make this happen. But that change is always going to start with belief in yourself. The only thing that carried me through the hard times and those early years, because it was years, in my business, when I couldn't get anyone to buy into the vision that I had, when I was diving into the books and I was watching the trainings and I was learning from other successful diamonds from their YouTube channels, the only thing that kept me going was the vision that I had for myself and for my 5 kids. And Rachel Platten's fight song. I screamed, I cried, and I cried some more listening to that song, more times than I even care to think about, honestly. The words that say, I don't really care if no one else believes, I still have a lot of fight left in me. Music has always just been that one thing that speaks to me, and I got this necklace made It says stronger, and I hadn't put it on probably since I hit diamond, which was 3 years ago. But I wore this every single day as a reminder when things were hard, when I was stressed. I would reach for this and I would tell myself that I was stronger than anything that was going on in my life that seemed to be what was going to hold me back from being successful. I had to fight for my success. It did not just happen for me. There were so many failures along the way. There was a lot of blood, sweat, and more tears. I was looking at an empty bank account and we couldn't put gas in the car. I was going to bed hungry. I was raising 5 kids under the age of 6 alone with no family, even close. They're all over 5 hours away, 10 hours away. My family was far away. But I didn't feel sorry for myself. I felt excited for the possibilities of what was to come. And I wasn't going to let my current circumstances dictate my future, even when I was alone. And I felt alone a lot. God was there. And He gave me this opportunity to literally change my life and give my kids a future. And I wasn't going to let anything stop me. Nothing along the way was going to stop me. And little do your haters know that they are actually going to be what gets you to here, to this place, to being number one in this contest. Because they are going to be the fuel to your fire. Those roadblocks, those mountains that are in the way, tell them to move the heck out of your way. And when they do, you don't stop. You keep going.